Hi, it's longtime distributor Don Sanders with Don Sanders Marketing and the owner of the sales training website sellpromoproducts.com. Here to talk to you about selling the $1 billion umbrella and rain poncho market, which is a huge industry segment that many distributors do not take advantage of. Imprinted promotional umbrellas and event ponchos are needed more today than ever before. And most main reason that a lot of distributors shy away from selling these products is because they just don't know how to do that properly. So I'm going to try and give you a little insight into how to make that happen. But before we get going, let's take some notes. So if you can get out a pad or a paper and a pen, I've got some valuable email addresses for you, as well as some great sample offers and coupons from Storm Duds, who's making this webinar possible. Now, for those of you who don't know much about me, I've been in the promotional products business for more than 30 years. And during that time, I've sold a great deal of product, maybe more than $25 million at a 43% profit margin. That's what I'm most proud of. I actually did this to make a living. We would turn away bad customers. We only tried to deal with people that were fair with us, that communicated and gave us a chance to serve them the way that they needed help with their orders. I'm a speaker at industry shows, and I now own this website, sellpromoproducts.com. I'm still a distributor, but for 96 months in a row, more than 15 years ago, my ex-wife, myself, and three SMU students sold over $100,000 a month. I was serious about this, and I would like to help you do a better job, especially on selling umbrellas and rain ponchos. Now, the typical umbrella and rain poncho seller looks just like the woman on the screen. She is so frustrated because she's saying, why did I lose that order? Most people that lose orders on these two products do so because there's one thing that they lack, and that is knowledge. You sell umbrellas and rain ponchos by having knowledge, and most amateur salespeople, they know nothing. It doesn't matter if the product is umbrellas or rain ponchos, they simply don't know the products they're selling. That's one of the greatest mistakes you can make when you want to be successful in the industry. So, with knowledge, your goal that I'm going to try and help you with on this webinar, the first thing let's learn about is where in the world did umbrellas come from? I just came up with this interesting information when I was working on this webinar, and the basic umbrella was invented more than 4,000 years ago. There's evidence of them being found in artifacts in Egypt, Assyria, Greece, and China. And ancient umbrellas are what they were known as parasols, were designed to provide shade from the sun from royalty, people of means back in the day. The Chinese added a wax lacquer to paper parasols to repel water. And in ancient times, the frames of umbrellas were made of mulberry bark or bamboo. And the colors of rainbow of umbrellas even designated what people were using them. Royal families used a certain color, and blue umbrellas were used by common people. I think that is so fascinating, and I think you should know something like this about every product you sell. Now let's speak about rain ponchos. They came from South America along the Andes Mountains. They're just an open garment that's sleeveless with unsewn sides, and they originated in South America. I thought that that's where they came from, but I wasn't really sure until I started working on the webinar, and you can see at the bottom is the Spanish pronunciation of ponchos and the official dictionary meaning for the word. And there's some really cool pictures of some old ponchos right there on the screen. Now, rain protection is needed more today than ever before, just because you've seen recently the climate is changing so much. The winters are colder and longer. There's a lot more rain. And in the southern part of the United States, in the West, where I live in Texas, it is hotter here now than ever before. So both of these products are needed like never before. And do you know that quality umbrellas are coated to be water resistant? The coating varies significantly with suppliers. A lot of distributors do not know that. But cheap umbrellas are not coated properly, and when they're not, that lets moisture through, which obviously is a bad thing with an umbrella. But another thing that's even important is it lets the sun come through, and you can get a sunburn from even using a cheap umbrella, which does not have the proper amount of coating. But that is not true with Storm Duds. They coat their umbrellas every way possible to make them a quality item to sell. So you don't have to worry about sun coming in or water dripping through the umbrella. Now, professionals sell expertise, never price. A lot of distributors make the mistake of selling on price. That's a no-win situation. It's not going to get you anything besides maybe one order and then the chance to compete price-wise for the rest of your life, which is something you don't want to do if you want to be successful. You've got to sell quality, not price. And we're talking about classic golf umbrellas you're seeing right there on the screen, vented or classic, that are vented so they don't blow up in wind. A lot of distributors don't know this. So when qualifying a prospect or a current customer, ask them what the purpose of the umbrella is for. And it depends on what part of the country you're located in, on what product you might sell. In a more windy environment, vented umbrellas would be needed more than in a non-wind environment. So think about that when you're making your sales. And notice on the screen, there's a free sample coupon there from what I am going to call myself for this webinar, Don the Rain Man. Now, do you know where your umbrella was produced? Well, a lot of umbrellas don't produce them in factories that I would want to work in fact, ask yourself these questions. Was child labor used in the production of the umbrella that you're trying to sell, or one that you lost an order to a competitor that was cheaper? Is the factory audited that those umbrellas came from? Is the Fair Labor Act enforced? And are workers exploited? They're not with Storm Duds. Storm Duds does the right thing, and when you get their products, you know they came from a safe work environment. Just look at that woman staring over the other lady's shoulder there, trying to produce something in a factory. I wouldn't want her sitting around glaring at me all day. It would make me nervous. And in many of the factories that make cheap umbrellas, that's exactly what happens on a daily basis. Storm Duds is socially compliant because they respect human rights and comply with labor laws very seriously. A lot of other suppliers in the promotional products industry can't say that because they simply don't care. So when we're talking about selling products to our customers, you can always feel confident that Storm Duds were made by socially compliant standards. That's something you don't have to worry about, but I think it's very interesting to know where things come from. Don't sell products from suppliers that use child labor or bad work environments. Now, here's something about umbrella frames and handles that I'll bet you don't know. Cheap umbrellas are a way to lose customers as fast as you got them, because if an umbrella breaks, it goes backwards, like the one on the screen. How unhappy is your customer going to be when the person they gave it to comes back and says, Ernie, the umbrella you gave me just flew apart and I got wet anyway? Well, you cannot sell people and take the risk of that happening. I did not know, but umbrellas have more than 70 working parts, and they're assembled by hand. They're not made by machines. In expensive version, use steel for ribs that are very hard and breaks easily. Cheap umbrellas are not normally windproof and blow up easily. And the shaft is important. You don't need to be out giving or not selling umbrellas with steel shafts, because they are not safe in lightning strikes, and low quality suppliers use inferior tips. That's why when you see a cheap umbrella, the fabric is always coming loose at the end of the umbrella. It's because the tips were not made properly. Well, hot markets for umbrellas, there are many of them. Home builders, realtors, vehicle dealers, apartments, retirement centers, funeral homes, sports marketing, golf courses. It's just endless. Look at that birdie umbrella on the screen. Very attractive, folds up nicely. and there's the imprint on the handle, which I think is totally cool. Umbrellas are a great product to be co-branded. One imprint on the panels, another one on the handle. Great way to push two events or two efforts at one time, because the logo can be printed in two different positions. And for those of you that need it, there is StormDuds ASI number, their logo, and Sage rates them an A+ supplier. Now, let's talk about those realtors and home builders. They always need items to promote themselves, and they need sun and rain protection for people that go out and look in houses. If it's raining, obviously you don't want to get out and go look at a house if you're going to get wet. And when it's hot in the summertime, having an umbrella to go walk around and look at homes will keep the sun off your face and keep you from getting sunburned. Umbrellas are also a great home buyer move-in gift. The realtor leaves a nice note, and the umbrella on the counter of the kitchen, it's a good referral thank you. Nice item to use at networking. If realtors are out networking, trying to get new home buyers or listings, giving somebody an umbrella is going to make that person feel really good about them. And if a realtor's having a hard time closing a prospect, a nice umbrella, either mailed or dropped by to them, would be a nice reminder to get moving on that purchase. And there's a great free freight coupon on the screen from Don the Rain Man. Now, car dealers, auto repair, tire shops, anything vehicle related, it's also nice for umbrellas. Obviously, the same sun and rain protection is needed when walking around the lot. It's a great follow-up reminder, like we talked about with the home buyers. Same thing as a thank you gift. But something that's really cool is to leave an umbrella in vehicles after repair work. You're seeing the man over there explaining to the lady what he's done to her car to get it in good shape again. And when she drives away, there's going to be an umbrella laying in the front seat with a thank you note from that dealership. That would make me feel good and make me want to bring my car back there again. And umbrellas are great for community awareness because vehicle dealers are always promoting themselves in the community. And how about a gift for employees to show thank you when an anniversary comes up? First year you've been on the job, you get an umbrella. How about for holiday gifts for employees? They're priced right, and who would not like to have an umbrella as a thank you gift from their employer? There's StormDuds URL, stormduds.com at the bottom of the screen, and samples can be had by Meredith at stormduds.com. Now, apartments, condominiums, retirement centers, all the same thing about walking around the sun and the rain. They're a prime target for umbrella sales. They're also good for day of visit reminders, for referrals, networking, a gift when lease signing. Left in the property, left in the apartment or the condo is a thank you gift. And they can also be used as reminder gifts. And I know that back several years ago, my younger stepdaughter and I went out and looked for a retirement place for my ex-mother-in-law. And if that retirement complex had given us an umbrella that day, I think we would have been so impressed, and we would have gone with another complex instead of the one we did, because the one we went with gave us a nice umbrella as a gift. So think about that when telling that to your customers. Again, Meredith at stormduds.com. Funeral homes and mortuary services are an obvious. If you see the mourners out in front after a service has taken place, what if people do pre-planning on their funerals? That means they pay up front. It's a great gift for the person who sells them the policy or the agreement to give that as a thank you gift, something that people will never throw away. It's obvious on that day of funeral or service. Great thank you gift. After the funeral, sent to the family. How about flower shops that deliver sprays and different floral arrangements, either to funeral homes, churches, or to homes? Flower shops can use umbrellas to thank the person who received the flowers or the one who sent it, and make sure that they use that floral shop. Again, limo companies need them for people getting in and out in cars, going to services or out in cemeteries or graveyards, and security companies. A lot of homes are being broken into now. while people are away at funerals. So they're hiring security services. What if the guard who protects the house, when he leaves and thanks the homeowners when they get back, what if he or she left them an umbrella as a thank you gift? I know the family would appreciate that, and the next time they needed security, I'd be using that security company. Sports marketing and tailgating is wide open for umbrellas. That sport umbrella right up there would be so cool to use as the tailgating events to give everybody who turns out where you're at your pickup, your motorhome, or wherever you are, you're out cooking. Same thing when it's hot in September, these football games, it's pretty hot out in the sun. Umbrellas could be used to keep you cool while you're grilling. And team color umbrella and ponchos look awesome in stands and really promote team spirit. Same thing they could do at tailgating, and umbrellas would be great as a game day gift. Alumni spiff and season ticket renewals. I am a TCU Horned Frog. They got into the Big 12. The tickets that I was buying went up to $3,500 for 3 tickets. Part of that was to pay for that stadium renovation so TCU could be in the Big 12. I didn't renew those tickets, but maybe if TCU had sent me a cool umbrella, I might have thought about it, but they didn't, so I didn't. So now I watch the games on TV. But what if I'd got an umbrella as a season ticket thank you? I would have thought that was pretty cool. Again, Meredith at stormduds.com. Golf courses use umbrellas and golfers need them regularly. Classic golf umbrellas or vintage golf umbrellas are great for prospective and current members. Let's say a prospective member goes out to check out a country club he might be wanting to join. Some of these country club fees are pretty steep, so I'm sure an umbrella would be an affordable gift or something to use as a thank you for that person coming in. Tournament players and sponsors need them for charity golf tournaments. They're great for prizes at tournaments, and also volunteers need to be thanked. And after party gifts are really popular at the drinking and dining parties that take place after any charity golf event, and volunteers and after party people would love to receive them. Rain ponchos are not one-time things. I want you to know, if you ever seen a cheap poncho, the way it holds up, well, it doesn't. Cheap ponchos are extremely thin and rip so easily. They're really for a one-time use and then a throwaway, but not Storm Duds. They are high quality rain ponchos that last over and over and over again. And there are 2 choices on the screen. And one thing I want you to notice is Storm Duds rain ponchos are all PF safe. Now, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word right there, but inferior PVC ponchos are produced with, and that word would be PHTALATES. You can pronounce that however way you want to. I'm not going to attempt it because I just learned about that word, and I've been in the promotional products business for 30 years, and I had no clue that cheap ponchos had that substance in them that causes cancer and is widely banned in some places in the USA. So I'm not going to tell you what the word is. I don't want to say it, but just remember, when you're going up against somebody who has a less expensive poncho, ask them if they're buying a poncho with that substance in them. Of course, they're going to say they don't know. Well, they don't know because they didn't know to ask, just like I did not either. But always sell Storm Duds PF rain ponchos. Rain ponchos from Storm Duds, there's over 500,000 of them in stock. They have the largest selection in the industry. They're always printed perfectly. They are quick ship program items with Storm Duds. They come out quickly, and there's that word again, all PF safe. You can wear Storm Duds rain ponchos with confidence, and let's remember that word because that's a big deal. When you're selling products that have bad substances in them, that's not a good thing. And there are 4 of the choices that the rain ponchos that Storm Duds makes on the screen right now. Again, there's Meredith at stormduds.com, and a free sample can be had. from Don the Rain Man by sending that to Meredith at stormduds.com. Specially umbrellas make you stand out. Something a little bit different. How about the Storm Clip umbrella, which clips to a backpack or a larger bag? Really cool way to get that umbrella in your possession and keep it. The Storm Flash is a flashlight umbrella that lights the way at night. I have never sold those myself, but you know, after I've been doing this webinar, I think I am going to start selling those things tomorrow. I think that's a great gift item for anybody, for any event or any instance where marketing is needed, especially umbrellas stand out. And there's that free sample coupon from Storm Duds. Now, I have got 4 great coupons on the screen right now. I want to thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to have a replay of the webinar, you can email me at don@sellpromoproducts.com. There's my smiling face. And I want to thank you so much for listening today. If you ever need to get a hold of me, my business card is on the screen. And those samples can be had from Meredith at stormduds.com. There's their URL, stormduds.com, and their ASI, PPAI, and SAGE numbers are included. Thanks again for listening. And remember, get out there and sell umbrellas and rain ponchos, because now you have the knowledge to do so. Thanks.